Yes, I've been to Desert Shield, Desert Storm as military police. We ran the most forward EPW camp, enemy prisoner of war camp. It was very hard being a female and being in a combat environment. Yeah, it was real hard. A lot of testing because it's a male-dominated area, and they say that women are not allowed in combat, which they're in combat units, but supposedly they're not in combat, which at the time wasn't true. So we went through a lot. Well, I've thought about it since maybe 17, 18 years old. And then I went in, maybe a little older than the average person. But I stayed in 33 years and never meant to stay in. You know, you get so used to the people that you're with. It's such a bond. They're your family. And you go through a lot with your family. Emotional times, happy times, sad times. You know, you could be yourself around them. And you didn't have anything to hide. So we're all going through the same thing. My boss called me into his office, and he said, I need you to sit down. And this is really rare because we all got along so well, and never did we have a closed door. And he said, come in, shut the door, and sit down. I thought, oh, great, what did I do now? I'm sitting there, and he said, what does the term grazing herd mean? And I remember being so stunned. And I said, because my boss was a comedian. You know, he kept things light, and it was a wonderful work environment. And when he said that, I saw his look on his face, and I think from that look, I thought, this is really serious. So from the time that he told me that term, which isn't top secret or secret information, since he told me that term, I had 3 days to pack up my whole all of my belongings, my home. Thank God I had my sisters there. And then I was deployed immediately. So I really didn't have a lot of time to think about it until I was on the plane flying over there. And I was reading this book about the first, I have no idea why I was reading this book, but I read it, and it was about the first POW, prisoner of war, who was in the Navy by the last name of Alvarez, and I forgot the name of the book, and he was the first EPW in the Vietnam War. And I remember reading all the things that the Vietnamese did to him, and I put it down, and everyone on the plane was, you know, asleep where they could grab a spot. So I'm looking out this porthole, and I thought, what the hell did you get yourself into now? Because I saw them, we were being escorted by fighter pilots, or fighter planes. And I thought, oh, goodness, excuse my profanity, but I thought, what did I do? And then I stepped off the plane, and I just had to, my commander prepared us so well, even before we thought we were ever going to go to war, because when you join the Army, you don't ever think you're ever going to go to war. And we had never been out in the field, and he, when he said, okay, I want you to set up this GP medium, which is a tent, we were all, how do you set it up? So we spent months trying to do it right, and to put the camouflage netting up, you know, which goes up over the tent so that they can't figure out where you're at. So he had it not been for that experience, we would have been in a lot of trouble. So I thank him for the rest of my life for his teaching us the right thing to do. And as upset as I was being in that environment, once we all got together and we trusted each other and we knew each person's strengths and weaknesses, you know, we just clung on to that.
My name's Javier Vasquez.
My name is Mike Elias.
My name is Victoria Rodriguez.
My name is Pablo Rios.
My name is Luis Avalos.
My name is Edith Rios.